This is George Dionne with Metal Express Radio, and I'm here with Doro Pesch. How you doing today, Doro?
Hey, very good to talk to you. Yeah, I'm doing good. I just had my first real festival in Belgium this weekend, so I just got back, and it was so great to play live again, and in a normal setting. So fans were on fire, we were on fire, so all is good.
Yeah, before we get into the new album, why don't we talk about your performance at Alcatraz? That festival looked fantastic. It was great to see so many fans there again. It was such a huge venue. What was it like?
Yes. Oh man, it was awesome. And yeah, it got streamed worldwide. So many American fans could watch it and from all over the world. And it was awesome. Everybody got tested or they had to show their vaccination pass and everybody could do whatever they wanted. So I think per day there were like maybe 10, 20,000 people there. And it was a great atmosphere. Everybody was on fire and, sounded great. They had great, like the technical stuff was fantastic. And their theme was so great. It was like, welcome inmates, with the Alcatraz thing. It was super. And the criminal charge was like, too much metal or too loud metal. It was like really well done and a lot of fun. And yeah, and many bands played there, many great bands. So yeah, so we had a lot of fun. And yeah.
It looked like a fun time. And speaking of a fun time, let's go back to the Sweden Rock Fest where you recorded and performed for the
Yes.
Triumph and Agony live album slash Blu-ray that's coming out September 24th.
Yes.
Uh, what year was this show and kind of how did it all come together?
Yeah, actually, we wanted to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Triumph and Agony because it was one of our favorite records. And I called up my old guitar player, Tommy Bowen, and I said, hey, Tommy, it's almost 30 years. We should do something. Shall we play this entire album for the first time? We actually never did it before. Oh, this is awesome. I was waiting 30 years for this call. And we did it. And we were practicing it. And we had three guitar players. And then our first show was Sweden Rock, and it felt like magic. The camera work was great, the sound was great, the system, the fans were great. So, and then we did some more shows we played Norway Rock and Graspop Festival, and we did a tour in Spain and in America. Yeah, and then actually it was in our archives, and then when we found out that we couldn't tour as much anymore this year and last year I put together a best of that was called Magic Diamonds, and I wanted to re-record some nice songs or take some live versions, and I was going through all the recordings, and I started out with 15 of my favorite songs, but then it became 56 songs and three discs. But there was one song of the Triumph and Agony on its Make Time for Love. And I thought, ooh, this is nice. So I went back into the studio and I checked out all the Triumph and Agony footage, bootlegs and all. And I thought, yeah, let's do it. And now it's, yeah, the 35th anniversary is coming up, and we worked 6 months on it. And there's a nice Blu-ray, and it has the Sweden Rock Festival, all the songs, and then a documentary. It's about 90 minutes long, and yeah, and the CD, that's a mix between Sweden Rock and Spain, and yeah, and there's vinyl as well, and even a cassette, and the biggest album cover in the world with the vinyl. Marbled vinyl disc, and yeah, and all kinds of old school stuff like box sets for the collectors, for the diehard fans. There's a Warlock figurine as well, the Warlock holding me in his arms, and it looks cute for collectors. Like, it's maybe not for everybody, but I like the old school stuff, and I like the real metal stuff where you have something in your hands.
Exactly. We talked about that when Rare Diamonds came out, that it was such a extensive package if you wanted it to be, and you're doing the same with Triumph and Agony Live.
Yeah, yeah,
One
yeah.
of the things I wanted to know about the DVD, well, the Blu-ray portion of it is the documentary that you talk of. Is that a documentary that kind of led up to doing this performance, or is this a documentary that's going to go back to when
Yeah,
the album was created?
Yes, yes, it goes back, and I talk about all the stories and how it came about. And there's some snippets of our tour with Megadeth on, and and talking about the tour we did in Europe with Ronnie James Dio. That was so awesome, and then how this whole album came about, where we recorded it, and there's some nice footage, like of New York City from '87 actually. So so I think it's really interesting. Came out really good, and we didn't really plan it. So yeah, so it came out great. But actually, that we got lucky that all the recordings went so well, like Sweden Rock and stuff. We didn't even think that we would ever do like this package. But then when we couldn't go on tour anymore, I thought, I go into the studio, check out what we can do. And I was working on a new album. But then when I was looking through all the stuff of the Triumph and Agony footage, I thought, Triumph and Agony Live has to be out at least now for the 35th anniversary. And then we worked on it, and it was great because here in Europe, there were so many lockdowns and travel restrictions, so I couldn't get the whole band in one studio. And then I thought, okay, I have to do something, by myself with the engineer. I found a great studio, and so we were working day and night on it. And the guys in the band, some little things had to be fixed. They could do it in their home studio, so it was perfect. And and I was so glad that I had stuff to do, and when I work on something where the fans might love it, that energizes me so much. And
So when it comes to Warlock, off the top of my head, I don't know the status of anybody that used to be in the band except for you and Tommy Bolin. Was anybody else available to kind of partake in this, or was that just not possible?
Actually, I think it was not possible. We are all still friends, but for example, my bass player, Tommy Hendrickson, he's now the guitar player in Alice Cooper. So, he has a steady job there. And he is, I think, the producer of the Hollywood Vampires. And so Tommy is like with Alice. So we couldn't go on tour while he is with Alice Cooper. And and then the other two German guys, I didn't have any more contact. So I thought, with Tommy, that's great. We always stayed in contact. We always stayed friends. He did like the last tour with us in 2019 when we played with Metal Church. And I'm so sorry with Mike. He was such a great guy. We had such a great tour and so many good memories. And Tommy did this tour with us in 2019. So Tommy, he's like, he's my best friend as well. And the band I have, we are together for such a long time, so I don't want it to undermine that, that I say, okay, I do it now with other people, because we always play the Triumph and Agony songs anyhow and all the songs. So, and they're great guys. So we just had like 3 guitar players, and everybody else was the same, like Johnny D on drums and Nick Douglas on bass and Luca Princiotta on guitar and Bas Mars on guitar and Tommy Bowen. And so there was enough soloing and shredding throughout the shows.
Absolutely. It wasn't much room for you. These guys are hogging the stage, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. They were very
So
nice, very respectful. They know I'm the singer, and when I sing, then they will not play all over my vocals, just maybe a little.
and as we get older, we can't deny that we're getting older, Doro. But you did get on Tommy's shoulders. I gotta think like you did back in the day. I gotta think now that we're all older here. We were thinking, is this gonna work? Are we gonna be able to hold up on this one?
Actually, even everybody said it in the 80s. All the road crew guys, the tour manager, oh no, when you guys fall down and what happened. But it always worked, and it still works. And and I worked out like every day, and Tommy's working out, so he's strong as steel too. So it still it still works. And sometimes we can't do it when we play in small clubs when the ceiling is low. That's a little dangerous. But other than that, we love doing it. And yeah.
So it's been 35 years since Triumph and Agony was released. Did you ever have any idea that this would be the album that would follow you your whole career?
Oh man, I tell you, not really, but when we were working on it, it was my first time that I came to New York. Actually, I just had like a 2-3 day promotion tour in New York, and I fell in love with the States, and I thought, oh, I want to stay. And then I don't know, everything fell into place. I met great people. Joey Bannon, he became the producer, and Tommy Bowen, he was playing all, the licks on the demos. And I thought, oh man, we got to do something together. So it was a magical time, and and it was the greatest time for metal too. 87, 88, oh man, it was awesome. And then we hopped on tour with the legendary Ronnie James Dio in Europe, and in America it was the Megadeth tour with Sanctuary. So man, you couldn't have asked for more. It was not planned, but suddenly it got bigger and bigger. And the two videos, they were really important too. All We Are was shot in LA, in the LA River Basin. And then MTV picked it up and played it on heavy rotation and Headbangers Ball. And the second single was Für immer, the first song with 3 languages, in English, German, and Spanish. So it was just awesome. It was just when you really feel time is on your side and everybody supports it. So it was, but we didn't plan on it, no.
Is there another album in your catalog, either Warlock or Doro Pesch, that you think you could get away with playing live from beginning to end?
Oh God. Well, it would be a 4-hour show probably, but the last album, Forever Warriors, Forever United, I would love to do, because it has 25 songs on it, and I think killer. And the first song was it. I wanted to start with a song for Lemmy, that's Living Life to the Fullest, and I wanted to end the record, and we covered a Motorhead song, Lost in the Ozone, and it was all like in the spirit of Lemmy, and I thought, this is great. And then I did a couple of cover versions, for example, the Whitesnake song I loved so much, Don't Break My Heart Again, I think that came out great. And then the first single, All for Metal, where everybody sang along, like everybody from Johan Heck of Amon Amarth, and the guys of Sabaton, and Mille of Creator, and Voldane from Sanctuary, who's actually not anymore with us. And it was so awesome. So the whole album had so much like great songs. So I would pick that one, yeah. But it would be a long show, so everybody has to, like I think it's like 3.5 hours long and stuff, yeah. So you could probably not do it every night, but
Plus, you have to fit the hits. You have to fit the hits in on top of it. So it could be an all-day Doro festival.
Yeah, that's right. There's no show without All We Are, I Will Ruins, Für immer. We played these songs, since the record came out in 87. So that's a must. So it will be 4 hours at least. Yes.
I saw you on the internet recently on German television performing a Tina Turner cover, Nutbush City Limits. It was a really great cover. Have you ever thought of doing like I know you've covered songs before, but they're typically heavy metal based. Tina Turner, not so much. So have you ever thought of doing like a covers album out for like songs outside the metal genre?
Yeah, actually, no, I haven't. I didn't give it any thought, because on every record there's maybe a song which means a lot to me, or which I would love to cover. And I started doing my first cover. It was actually pretty late. I think it was on the 5th album. It was on Force Majeure. There I did my first cover. It was A Wider Shade of Pale from Procol Harum, and I love that song so much. So I just want to try it out. And sometimes once in a while, when there's a song like, I like Barracuda. It was another song I love from Ann Wilson and Hart. We did it on the Love Me in Black album. I think that came out really great. White Wedding I did on the Calling the Wild album, the Billy Idol song. So I did sometimes some songs which was really a little bit different, not metal. But
right.
But it's a good idea, if there's something, if there's another lockdown, you have nothing to do, maybe another with covers and Breaking the Law. That's we always play that live. That was my first tour, 86 with Judas Priest, my favorite band. So I wanted to say thank you, and I recorded Breaking the Law on one of our records. There was the Classic Diamonds album with orchestra, and it was even a duet with Udo Dirkschneider, the ex-singer of Accept. And so that's always fun. We usually always play that. But we didn't play it this weekend because we had only 1 hour, and it's a big festival. So yeah, so you squeeze in what you can squeeze in and stuff. But usually Breaking the Law is always in our encores. But this Sunday, yeah, there was not enough time to, we had so many more on our set list. But then, it's always strict in festivals. They say, we pull the plug. You have to be on time. Then okay.
Exactly. The last time I saw you live, you did Breaking the Law with Mike Howe
Oh,
from
yeah.
Metal Church, and
Did you see that?
it was a great performance. Great performance.
Yeah. Oh, where did you see that? Which city was
I
that?
saw it live in New
venue?
Bedford, Massachusetts.
Oh, I think that was our last gig on that tour. Wasn't it? Wasn't it the last
Probably.
show? And somebody was smoking in the venue, and I think they cut off the sound. Everybody had to go out, and we had tons of encores left. And yeah, I think there was that show. But yeah, I remember that well. And Mike was such a sweetheart, a great singer, great person. I miss him so much, and the whole tour was awesome. So yeah, so I'm glad you saw the show. Yeah.
That was actually the only time I ever seen Metal Church. So, and I went because of you, but it made me a Metal Church fan and made me appreciate, what Mike Howe had done with them.
Yes. No, yeah. Oh, that's good. That's even better. I would have loved to tour another time with Metal Church, but now it's man. Yeah, sometimes things go. Yeah, they're different than you plan or wish for, and but we miss him so much, and we have him in our hearts, and I'm so glad you saw him. And awesome voice, awesome guy. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, are you working on a new Doro Studio album?
Yes, working on a new album. I actually started working on it last year, and then I thought I would finish it. But then, I thought, the Triumph and Agony live for the anniversary, we have to do that first. But I'm still working on a new one, so probably next year it will come out. And and we have 6, I think, killer songs already in the making. And then, and I don't know if it will be another double album like the Forever Boys, Forever United, but we'll see.
And I'm sure you have more songs in your vault for your Rare Diamonds label.
Yeah, actually, yes, but I always do it on the side. That's my own label, Rare Diamonds Production, where I can do some nice things or picture this or some old school stuff. So there's something, but that will probably not be released next year. But there's still some songs left which didn't make the Magic Diamonds album, but some really cool, some. I found some really cool versions, bootlegs and all, and something really for diehard fans. So we'll see, but
Excellent. The new album is Triumph and Agony Live. It's an audio plus Blu-ray presentation. It comes out September 24th on Rare Diamonds. Doro, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with Metal Express Radio today.
Thank you so much for having me. I wish you all the best, and stay metal, stay healthy, and I hope I see you very soon live again.